Do you feel as if you've been carrying an invisible stone in your chest weight so heavy that every breath gets a little shorter? If yes, stay with me. In just a few minutes, you'll learn how to set that stone down without losing the good that's already on its way. This is your journey, from anxiety to assurance. Cast the burden, keep the blessing. Picture yourself crossing a narrow bridge while a river of worry churns beneath. The more you tense up, the more the bridge shakes. Here's the paradox. The moment you release the burden, the bridge steadies. Florence Scovel Shinn called fear inverted faith, and when you turn your faith in the right direction, the miraculous begins. Today, we won't fight anxiety. We'll hand it over and then keep the blessing. Shinn taught that life runs by spiritual law. Thought is the seed word, is the wand that activates it, and intuition is the watchman at the gate. When anxiety surges, most of us try to muscle through with logic, more analysis, more planning, more speed. But the harder we push, the louder the inner noise becomes. What we need isn't more effort, it's a channel change from fearful reactivity to calm trust. By casting the burden, handing it to the higher wisdom within you, allow divine order to arrange the details. Then, with your word as your wand, you speak the new arrangement into being. When emotion stops resisting, conditions stop resisting you. Now imagine a day as light as a breeze. You wake without pressure in your chest. Work flows, calls connect with the right people at the right time. Money opportunities and relationships arrive gently and rightly. You still do your part, but instead of arm wrestling life, you collaborate with it. You speak words that align with law, post your watchmen at the gate of thought, and hand over fresh burdens the moment they appear. What you keep is not the problem. It's the blessing, peace, clarity, and good results that come under grace and in perfect ways. No more whirlpool of worry. You stand on solid ground, assurance, a quiet, steady confidence. In this video, I'll give you a simple yet deep practice roadmap drawn from Florence Scovel Shinn. 1. Correctly identify what the burden really is, so you stop feeding it in the subconscious. 2. Cast the burden, a release rite that lightens your mind now. 3. Your word is your wand, a set of affirmations that transform delay and lack into movement and flow. 4. The principle of non-resistance. When you no longer push against life, life stops pushing back. And 5. Active faith, steady aligned actions that keep you in assurance until the outer results appear. In each section, you'll get a precise affirmation, a 60-second micro-exercise, and a gentle bell cue to keep your watchman awake. If you're ready to put the stone down without losing any of the good that's already finding you, come with me to part 1, naming the true burden, why over-control exhausts us, and why only by handing it to the right place do we become truly free. If you had to name that tight chest racing mind and quickened heartbeat when plans go sideways, what would you call it? Florence Scovel Shinn calls fear inverted faith, faith running in the wrong direction. And in her lens, the burden isn't the bill, the boss's email, or the lab result. The burden is the discouraging story we keep feeding in our mind. I won't manage. I'm always late. This will go wrong. That story is what pulls us under. Watch the familiar loop. A tiny trigger, a text, a ringtone. A flash thought. Something bad is coming. A tightening in the body, stiff shoulders, warm chest, knotted belly, frantic behaviors, negative talk, checking again and again, trying to control people. Outer evidence. Things feel messier. The first fearful thought looks proven. That's the trap our words reinforce. A wrong narrative. The narrative demands more proof and events skew further off-center. The subconscious is a garden. What you plant, you harvest. Plant anxious words, pictures, and feelings, and you grow exactly that crop. So how do we step out? The first move isn't to wrestle with anxiety, it's to identify the burden so you know exactly what to hand over. Picture a watchman at the gate, standing at the door of your mind. The watchman doesn't fight every thought, he shines a light. When a thought sprints through, this will crash, he raises a gentle palm and asks, Is this a seed you want to plant? That soft pause moves you from anxious storyteller to clear observer. Shinn even writes, "Let the third eye be the watchman at the gate. Hold a single steady gaze, so thoughts stay constructive and words carry power." Try it in a real scene. Ava, a young mom in Texas, gets an unexpected bill. In 3 seconds, her brain writes a script. Finances are bad. More trouble. Her body contracts. Palms damp. Harsh words gather at her lips. Without noticing, she might fire off a curt text / a vital expense and toss all night. With the watchman present, the sequence shifts. Wait. This is the trigger. The burden is the story I won't manage. By naming it cleanly, she separates the event, a bill, from the burden, a despairing story. Now, new choices appear. Make it concrete with a quick burden scan. First, name the narrative. Write one sentence that begins, "The story I'm telling is, I'm always late and they'll judge me." Bringing it to light stops it from silently driving your day. Then separate gatekeeper from storyteller, hand on heart, whisper, "I am the observer." Finally, do a word sweep. Catch the trigger words, always never definitely doomed. They're the back doors anxiety slips through. Before you go further, add a law reminder. Divine order is being established. You're not denying reality, you're tuning yourself to receive a solution. Here's a 60-second practice you can do right now. 10 seconds inhale to 4 exhale to 6 twice. 20 seconds whisper the indifference line. None of these things move me. Feel your shoulders drop. 20 seconds whisper the law reminder. Divine order is now established in me and in my affairs. 10 seconds write the one sentence of the story you just identified. You've moved from reactivity to spiritual authority. Shinn calls this the occult law of indifference. Your ships come in over a don't care sea. None of these things move me. When an old line tries to slip out, do a 20-30 second watchman check. Breathe in, 4, hold 4 out, 6 longer. Exhales. Tell the body we're safe. Name it. The old command just arrived. Choosing to name it turns an invisible boss into a recognized guest. Choose replace it with a present tense decisive line that establishes order, no pleading, just permission for what you allow in your mind and work. Consistency, not drama, is the power. In daily life, it sounds like this. Morning before a key email, the old habit whispers, "Don't expect much, they'll ignore it." Your watchman steps up. That line doesn't enter. Today I'm clear on time and opportunities meet me. Shoulders drop. The message reads cleaner. Your day rolls onto different rails. In a meeting, a hard question freezes you. The old script says, "I'm dumb." The watchman, "I choose clarity and quickness now." You ask for 10 seconds to check the data, then answer calmly. No one sees the inner work, but everyone feels the quiet presence. And at night, when you're about to enroll in a course, and the voice says, "Waste of money," the watchman doesn't argue. He opens a new line, "I invest wisely in my capacity. What's right will open." You don't have to decide the second, you just refuse to let the old line dominate the air. Give your watchman 3 daily shifts. Morning, while you're still soft with sleep. Today, I let order, clarity, and opportunity lead. Midday, when a burden appears, hand it to inner wisdom to process at depth instead of letting the thinking mind grind. Evening review lightly. Which lines were stopped at the gate, which slipped in. No criticism, just learn and prepare for tomorrow's watch. Add physical anchors. Touch a ring before you speak. Set a phone wallpaper of an open door and schedule 2 gentle reminders, 10 a.m., 3 p.m. These aren't magic, they're bridges that help your watchman step forward on time. Here's the Shinn-flavored core. The watchman doesn't fight life, but he doesn't collude with chaos either. When you stop knee-jerk reacting and choose orderly speech, circumstances begin to line up. A sharp email won't rattle you like before. A surprise bill won't spiral into catastrophe. That's not denial. It's refusing to let the old voice steer the wheel. Shinn calls it the law of indifference. Hold to the constructive thought and let outward appearances pass. Because words grow stronger, in community, join our 7-day Watchman Challenge. Each day, block exactly one old line and install one new line. Comment 2 things under the video. 1, the old line, whose badge you're revoking, and 2, the new line you'll use instead. We're not aiming for overnight perfection. We're taking our post at the gate as an act of self-kindness. When you're ready, we'll move to part 2. Cast the burden. How to lay the stone down with dignity so your hands are free to receive the blessing. You'll learn the core affirmation, the 3-step ritual, and how to know when the burden has truly left. Cast the burden, a solemn, decisive handoff. When you can see that the real burden is the unhelpful story running in your mind, the next move is the handover ritual. It isn't escaping the problem. It's changing where the problem is processed from a tense, overthinking mind to the higher wisdom within you, what Florence Scovel Shinn calls the Christ within, the quiet light that never runs out of solutions. Ava's moment. That night, Ava sat alone at the kitchen table. The bill was still there. She took a slow breath, placed a hand on her chest, and admitted, "I'm tight. I'm telling the story. I can't make this work." She didn't deny facts or try to argue herself calm. Instead, she entered the handover, acknowledged the limit of the little self, and yielded the case to deeper wisdom. Right there, her nervous system downshifted from red alert to safe. Psychologically, it's decompression, naming the feeling, reframing the picture. Spiritually, it's returning the burden to source, so divine order can arrange things under grace and in perfect ways. Practice this 3-step ritual. Read slowly as if guiding yourself. Step 1. Acknowledge and name the burden. Say or write, "The burden I'm carrying is," one clear sentence. Example, "The burden I'm carrying is the fear I can't cover this month's costs." Naming pulls fear out of the dark. Often your body responds at once longer. Exhale, shoulders soften. That's you stepping out of the storm to the forest edge. Step 2. Place it where it belongs with words and body. Lay your hand on your heart. Close your eyes and say slowly, "I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I go free." Repeat 3-7 times until the words drop from your head and touch your chest. If your faith uses another name, Source, True Mind. God, Life, use that. The name matters less than the act of yielding control to higher wisdom. Each exhale picture setting a stone into a river of light. Don't shove, don't throw, set it down. Step 3. Stand inside the trust zone. After we hand off, most of us unconsciously grab it back. Old thoughts whisper, "What if?" So keep a trust anchor ready. "None of these things move me." Or divine order is now established in me and in my affairs. Each time the mind tries to reel the stone back in, whisper your anchor, then take one cooperative micro-action. Tidy the papers. Send one calm email list, 3 priority outflows. Tiny steady moves from assurance, not panic, are faith in action. How you'll know it took. Not usually because everything resolves in 5 minutes, though it can, but because inside you shift steadier breath, wider view, less need to rehearse the old story. With hands free, you suddenly remember a number to call. Notice a solution you'd missed, or receive a timely message. The outer pieces click into place under grace. 3 common traps and exits. Test casting. You say the words mechanically, then feed fear all day. Exit. Treat the ritual as a decision, not a trick. When fear returns, don't start over, reaffirm. That burden was handed over. I choose to stand. That's how you build spiritual muscle. Conditional handoff. I'll hand it over if you fix it this way. That's control in spiritual clothing. Exit add under grace and in perfect ways. Let wisdom handle method and timing, making anxiety an identity. It's just who I am. Gently return that belief to the past. I used to react. Now I respond. Identity shift, short and deep. Try the 90-second handoff now. O20s. Exhale longer than you inhale. Imagine a window opening in your chest. 20 to 60s. Speak the core line 5 times. Each exhale sets another part of the stone down. I cast this burden on the Christ within and I go free. 60-90s whisper. Divine order is now established. Then write one cooperative step you'll take today. A call, a courteous email, one clear step. That's the shift from story's victim to co-creator with wisdom. A field story. A founder I coached was rigid with fear before every pitch. At the door, he placed a hand on his heart, handed over the fear of saying it wrong to the Christ within, and whispered, "None of these things move me." The result wasn't a perfect presentation. It was peaceful presence, slower speech, steadier eye contact, better listening. The immediate outcome wasn't a giant contract, but an email from a better fit partner. That's grace at work. When you set it down, life sets in the right piece. Make it stick in daily life. Set a note. Keep a small card in your wallet with the core line. Set a phone wallpaper. Cast. Keep. Wear a bracelet as a tactile reminder. Each touch brings you back to the original decision, not to redo it, but to deepen the groove. Remember, handing over isn't passivity. You still act from assurance, and that subtle difference changes the quality of everything you touch. Let's practice together community prompt. Drop a comment in this format. Today I hand over one specific sentence. I choose to stand in. Your anchor line, e.g., none of these things move me. One cooperative action I'll take. Use #cast the burden, #under grace. For the next 7 days, each of us chooses a personal note. Shared trust multiplies strength. Florence's phrasing, you can use verbatim. I cast this burden on the Christ within and I go free. Repeat quietly but firmly. Persistence clears the vision and invites relief and results health, happiness, supply. Where we go next. Now that your inner hands are light, a natural question appears. How do I speak so the blessing stays? The handoff helps you set the stone down. The right words keep you from picking it up again and open a new road. Join me in part 3. Your word is your wand. We'll use language as a precise instrument to dissolve the walls of lack and delay and steer your life under grace. Your word is your wand, using speech to open reality. Refined American English transcript. When your inner hands have set the burden down, the next thing that decides the trajectory of your day is the word you speak. For Florence Scovel Shinn, words aren't just sounds, they are commands to the subconscious and to life itself. We think we speak because of feelings. In practice, feelings and circumstances gradually begin to speak because of our words. That's why your word is your wand isn't a pretty metaphor. It's how the mind and the spiritual law actually operate. Think back to Ava. The next morning, she no longer clutched the stone of, I can't manage this. But if she filled that space with old lines, what bad luck, this will probably run late, I'm terrible with money, the burden would be back in no time. After you cast the burden, you keep the blessing with right words. That's when the wand works. Psychologically, speech is the bridge between your brain's predictions and your attention. Every line you speak acts like a search query. Your brain filters the world to find evidence that matches it. Say, I'm always late, and your mind quietly collects every proof of lateness. Say, I move in right timing with the right people, and the system begins to cooperate in that direction. Spiritually, words are seeds sown into the infinite storehouse, the place where divine ideas are named and permitted to sprout. So how do we speak so the wand actually touches daily life? Use a 3-layer structure. Declaration, imagery, felt sense. 1 declaration. Keep it short, clear present tense and under grace, leaving method and timing to a wisdom larger than the ego. Examples. The walls of lack and delay now crumble away. I enter my promised land under grace and in perfect ways. Divine ideas lead me to right action, right people, right timing now. I am calm, clear, provided for under grace. Avoid negations, like I'm not anxious because the subconscious hooks onto anxious. Name the harvest you want: peace, flow, clarity, right timing, right people. 2. Imagery. As you speak, see the matching picture: brick walls, loosening to sand. A timely confirmation email. You stepping through a bright gate, your promised land with an easy breath. The subconscious loves pictures. Pictures root the words. 3. Felt sense. You don't need hype, just a calm weight. Let under grace land in your chest like a small stone in water, sending gentle ripples. Feeling is the ink that seals the line into belief. Try a 60-second morning ritual. 10s, hand over heart, long exhale. 20s, speak your core line 2 to 3 times. The walls of lack and delay now crumble away. I enter my promised land under grace. 20s, picture the wall dissolving. Picture yourself crossing the gate, a soft light across your shoulders. 10s, a tiny smile, your sign the seal has set. To keep the wand fluent in everyday life, build a language habit. Use switch phrases the moment your inner alarm rings. Running late. I move in divine timing. I arrive on time and in peace. Feeling lack. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways under grace. Stuck with people. Divine selection is now in action. The right people stay, the wrong ones gently step aside. Foggy next step. I am guided clearly. The next step appears now. Things moving slowly. Divine delays are not denials. My good arrives in perfect sequence. Cadence matters, right words plus rushed rhythm equals a stress signal. Right words plus soft rhythm equals a trust signal. Read as if signing a calm contract with life. A common trap is parroting affirmations while your inner voice stays the same. Then words become slogans. The fix is to attach a micro-action right after the line. Send a patient email, clear your desk block time. Let the body experience what you just said. Words touch body. Body confirms words. That's faith in action. And if you slip and say something off, no self-attack. Simply amend on the spot. Wait, I withdraw that line. I choose the higher fact, then restate your declaration. 2-minute word audit evening. Write the 3 lines you said most about money, time, people. Underline door-locking words: always, never ruined, late stuck. Rewrite each line with Shinn's formula: present plus grace plus right people / timing. Example: I'm always broke. Money circulates through me harmoniously under grace, on right channels and right time. Then note 1 small action for tomorrow. Your audit turns language into a training plan for your nervous system. A strong Shinn image is Jericho's walls. They didn't argue the walls down. They sounded a spiritual shout and the walls fell. Every time you say, the walls of lack and delay now crumble away. You're sounding that shout, not yelling at reality, but announcing a higher one. As the inner wall loosens, external walls follow: reply, emails, opened paths, unexpected offsets arriving as natural outcomes. To build stamina, choose a set of 3 lines for the next 30 days, 1 each for time, money and people. For example, time: I move in divine timing. I am always in the right place at the right time. Money. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways under grace. People: divine selection is now in action. I am surrounded by kind, capable people. Post them on your mirror or lock screen. Ideal cadence: morning, midday, evening, 60 and 90 seconds each. Track the small stones that drop a timely idea, a stranger's help, a knot that loosens. Grace often walks softly before it runs. Also retire old lines. Phrases like, I never, in my family, at my age. Wrap the doorway like vines. Each morning, 1 minute, I return these lines to where they came from, grateful for how they tried to protect me. Today I choose a new line. It's a tiny rite of forgiveness for you and those before you. Forgiveness doesn't erase history. It returns freedom to the present. Keep a micro-rescue kit for sharp turns. After a rejection email, I'm being redirected to a better harbor. Hand to chest, slow breath. Surprise bill. My cash flow moves in rhythm. Solutions are arriving. Look at the bill. Small smile. Rising conflict. I choose respect and clarity. My words cool the room. Lower your tone. Can't sleep. My body knows how to rest. Mind sets down. Heart keeps gentle time. Count 4 in, 4 out. Self-doubt. I am in enough right now. The next step is clear. How do I know which sentence is mine? Your body consents, shoulders release, neck softens, breath deepens. Create 12 personal lines for the next 12 weeks, 1 per week. Tape them to your mirror and set reminders for 8:08 a.m. and 8:08 p.m. A mirrored door-shaped time. Each chime pause for 20 seconds and speak it. Just 40 seconds a day. After 84 days, you'll own a new lexicon, keys for locks you thought were rusted shut. Don't forget resonance. One person speaking rightly brightens a room. A group can tint a city. Join our mantra 5 words. Open door challenge comment. A 5-word mantra for this week, English or Vietnamese, plus your city Dallas TX, Portland OR, anywhere you live. Each weekend we'll read a few in the next video and watch the map light with beautiful word coordinates. 2 diagnostic words to keep close: lack and delay. Lack isn't just money, it can be thin time, shredded attention, undernourished relationships, worn down self-respect. Delay isn't just a postponed calendar, it's the unsent email, the unsaid boundary, the application left in limbo. Each repetition of your line declares these walls temporary and already crumbling. The body leaves freeze and begins to move gently, unmistakably. Why this works also has a classical Shinn backbone. The subconscious outpictures what we impress upon it. Every word is recorded and carried out in amazing detail. Break the old records. Impress the new ones with clear speech, and poise magnetizes. Fear and impatience demagnetize. Paraphrased from Shinn. A quick story. Mia, 45. A freelance designer faced overdue invoices and pending replies. She adopted this affirmation and created a 5-minute evening ritual. 1. Speak the line once. 2. Hand on belly, feel the breath slow. 3. Imagine a brick wall turning to sand, revealing a clear desk and simple client list. 4. Take 1 trusting micro-action, a polite payment reminder, a portfolio update, a scheduled call, or a sincere thank you to a former client. Week 1, nothing dramatic. Week 2, 2 old invoices cleared. Week 3, a friend referred a new project. It wasn't that the words printed money, she said. I just felt less proud, less stuck, less scared and calm enough to do the right thing at the right time. That is under grace, moving with the current, without force against yourself or others. Or daily arc you can follow. Morning. 60 seconds, core line, plus picture, plus tiny smile. Midday. When the alarm rings, use a switch phrase and take 1 micro-action. Evening, 2-minute word, audit 1, right on time gratitude, and a final anchor line. None of these things move me. Before we close, whisper 1 short line for today, the first that rises from your chest. Say it with breath, a warm palm over your heart, and a kind gaze toward yourself. Post it in the comments as a promise to the community and to your future. In the next part, we'll explore non-resistance, how to stand steady so you aren't dragged into invisible fights, and how forgiveness gives your words a place to root and grow. Bonus build mantras that fit you. Quick Composer 1. Name the self. I am, I choose, I allow. 2. Opening verbs. Choose, allow. Stand, receive. Avoid strain. 3. Core qualities. Peace, clarity, freedom, respect, sufficiency. 4. Protective, frame, right timing, gentle under grace. 5. Rhythm, split by the breath so words weave into the body. Then try the 5-word rule per theme, memorable and body felt. And remember, doors open in happy, surprising ways when you align with the divine design and do your part. Your job is the next clear, kind step. Grace handles the roots and timing. Non-resistance. Drop the tug of war so life stops pulling back. There's a very American game, tug of war. You grip the rope, I grip the rope, neck veins, pop feet, dig in faces, go red. In our inner life, resistance feels just like that. The harder we pull, the deeper the rope burns our hands. The more we try to win, the more we drain ourselves. Florence Scovel Shinn calls it pouring energy into what you don't want. Non-resistance isn't giving up. It's setting the rope down and stepping out of the wrong game so you can move with the right current. You don't quit, you change arenas. Let's return to Ava. Even after she cast the burden and practiced clean speech, life still tested her, a late reply, a surprise fee, a sick child on the busiest day. The old brain whispers, "See, your words didn't work." This is the golden moment for non-resistance. Instead of tightening, Ava softens, one long exhale, shoulders down, and the quiet line. None of these things move me. When she stops fighting, the scene in front of her loses the power to whirl her into the storm. The body stills, the mind clears, and time itself seems to slow. Psychologically, resistance shoves the nervous system into alarm, fight, flight, freeze. The more you resist, the narrower your window of tolerance. Tiny sparks feel like wildfires. Non-resistance does the opposite. It widens the window. Once the body is reassured, the prefrontal cortex can think, and intuition has room to speak. Spiritually, it's sliding out of the driver's seat, so divine order can arrange the lane's lights and signs. The 3P practice. Pause. Praise pivot. 1. Pause. Stop for 10 to 15 seconds. When a snag pops up, flight delay, client changes, scope traffic on I-405, your first signal is physical contraction. Right there, pause. Rest the tongue on the roof of the mouth and lengthen the exhale. Whisper, I allow this to be present without adding my commentary. Pausing doesn't waste time. It restores sovereignty, like sinking in quicksand. The more you thrash, the deeper you go. To escape, you stop, soften, and move deliberately toward the edge. 2. Praise. Bless the situation. This is Shinn's key. You're not praising the glitch. You're blessing the order behind the surface. I bless this with peace. Divine order is now established in me and in my affairs. That blessing lifts you out of the tug of war and sets you on solid ground. It cuts the fear, anger, blame loop that creates more static. Under grace and in perfect ways, hands timing and method back to wisdom. 3. Pivot. Change the rhythm with one gentle move. Don't sprint to fix. Shift the beat, sip water. Reset posture list. 3 viable options, including wait 20 minutes. Then choose the lowest friction step that still moves you forward. Non-resistance isn't going limp. It's acting from peace, not panic. A picture to keep California's rip current. If it carries you out, swimming straight against it only burns you out. Safety is sideways swim parallel to shore until you're free, then turn in. Non-resistance is that sideways swim. You don't defy the pull, and you don't surrender to it. You collaborate with the water to get home. The 45-second drop the rope. Reset 10s. Look at your hands. Imagine you're gripping a taut rope. 15. As long exhale, say quietly, I drop the rope. None of these things move me. Divine ideas never conflict. 20s. In your mind, step off the tug line into a calm, bright space. Let the next right step surface as a soft hint. Won't non-resistance make me a doormat? Common myth. In reality, non-resistance strengthens boundaries. Without the reactivity spike, you hear your true aim and speak it cleanly. Your no stops being spiky and becomes clear and kind. Instead of a flamethrower reply, you write, "Thanks for the note." I'll respond to item A by 5 p.m. today. For item B, I'll need X before we finalize. Non-resistance keeps direction without kicking up extra waves. A super everyday scene. You're in the checkout line. The customer ahead is debating the queue crawls. Old brain. I'll be late, everything's against me. Do 3p exhale. Bless this line with peace and perfect timing, then pivot triage. 2 quick emails you can send from your phone. Often, right as you pause, bless, pivot, a new register opens. Someone waves you forward, or you recall a detail that saves an hour later. Not magic, just a channel change. Soft reflexes to preload. Unexpected delay. Divine delays are not denials. I move in perfect sequence. Clashing opinions. Divine ideas never conflict. The right words find me now. Small mistake I correct in peace, good comes from this. Time pressure, I have all the time I need for what matters under grace. Remember, non-resistance is not suppressing emotion. Feelings can rise, sad, mad, disappointed, but they don't get the steering wheel. Try a 90-second. Feel and free 60 seconds to let the sensation move through shoulders, jaw, and belly. 30 seconds to whisper, I allow, I align. Then take one calm step. If you forget the practice and react, don't self-attack. Florence would smile. Begin again from where you are. One breath, one blessing, one pivot. That's enough to come home. Like the gym, the win isn't how much you lift today. It's that you come back tomorrow. Community invitation. Drop the rope, comment with. One situation you habitually resist, delays traffic, sharp emails, bills. Saying, your drop the rope line for this week, e.g. I drop the rope. Divine order is here. One gentle pivot you'll do in the next 24 hours. Clear a draw, reschedule, kindly list 3 options. We'll bless each other's steps and discover how non-resistance gets stronger with companions. Coming next, active faith. You might ask, if I stop pushing, won't I? Stop moving? The answer lives in part 5. Active faith. Non-resistance opens the lane for the fire truck. Active faith is the steady walk forward on the newly cleared road. You'll learn to stand firm and move to act from a quiet center, so good doesn't just arrive, it arrives on time for your life. Let's cross the bridge from anxiety to assurance with small, steady, grace-filled steps. Active faith, the quiet bridge to assurance. After you've cast the burden, chosen right words, and stopped resisting, you don't sit and wait for a miracle to fall from the ceiling. In Florence, Scovel Shinn's spirit blessings often walk in on your steps. Active faith is how you move in peace, so grace has a pathway to bear fruit, quiet as a sunrise that starts as a thin rim of light, then the whole sky opens. Remember the tug of war from earlier. Once you've put down the rope, non-resistance keeps you from being dragged, but to get home, you still have to walk. Active faith is those small, steady steps, not to earn worthiness, but to agree with the good you've already called in by your words. If non-resistance clears the road, active faith is how you travel it. You can feel the difference between action from anxiety and action from faith. Anxiety tightens the body, narrows vision, and burns fuel. Faith relaxes the nervous system, widens awareness, and keeps a sustainable rhythm. Even the tone of an email reveals the difference. Spiritually active faith says to divine order, I'm walking with you, neither racing ahead nor lagging behind. Here's a light 5-beat framework you can run on any day. Breathe. Entrust. Affirm. Move. Stand. 1. Breathe. Let the ground settle. Before you touch your phone, take 3 rounds. Inhale. 4. Hold. 2. Exhale. 6. It's a nervous system warm-up that drops you onto a foundation that doesn't shake. You don't build a house on trembling soil. Breath is how the soil settles. 2. Entrust, return authority to its right place. Reseal the decision from part 2. I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I go free. Say it once deeply, like setting a seal, and then refuse to take it back. When fear tries to play its tricks, answer, I've already handed it over. I'm standing here. 3. Affirm. Keep the channel clear. Choose 1 to 3 core lines for the next 30 days and read them slowly, like signing a contract with life. The walls of lack and delay now crumble away. I enter my promised land under grace. Divine ideas lead me to right action, right people, right timing now. I am calm, clear, provided for under grace. Words are the handrail that keeps you from sliding back down the hill of worry. 4. Move. Take 1 meaningful, gentle step, the heart of active faith. 1 small, peaceful right direction step outweighs 10 frantic ones. Ask, what is the lightest next step that still moves me forward? Then do it for 15 minutes. Make the call, send the clean email book, the slot, tidy the desk, submit the form. Your body learns, I'm moving with grace, and your faith grows muscles. 5. Stand steady when the wind tests you. Headwinds and the dark before dawn don't prove you're wrong. They're the moment of realignment. The cue is short. Having done all the stand. Standing isn't passivity, it's keeping your axis of peace while you keep taking reasonable small steps lamplit until the sunrise arrives. Evidence journal. Even tiny proof counts. Results may show up as a spark of an idea, an introduction, a discount, a softened email. Each night write 3 lines. 1, 1 small step. I took 2, 1 sign of grace. 3, 1 place I kept my peace. After a week, you're not a person being swept, you're the one setting the rhythm. A noon reset for real life. Right at midday or before a new work block, step away for 1 minute. Hand on heart, long exhale. Name the weight. File what's beyond your control to inner wisdom. Keep only the next clear human step. As the weight slides off, the first right path often lights up. This practice doesn't bend the world. It restores inner order, so action has clarity again. Evening, wind down kind, not clinical. Review the morning's 3 stones. If a wall of hesitation went up, fear of the call, fear of sending the draft picture, it flaking off like old paint. Then write 3 specific gratitudes, never generic. Gratitude isn't mood decor. It resets your center, so sleep becomes fertile ground, not a battlefield. Your morning doorway, first light matters. Sit up slowly and place your feet on the floor, like stepping onto sacred ground. Over the first 3 breaths, speak a guiding line. Today, divine order leads. My eyes are clear. My hands are skillful. I arrive at the right time in the right place. Then sketch your 3 stones, the day's right tasks, starting with the smallest. Once the mind knows the pattern, attention starts arranging the world to match it. Keep it minimal so it lasts. Many begin with ornate rituals and burn out in days. Choose deliberate simplicity. Morning equals 3 breaths, plus 1 guiding line, plus 3 stones. Midday equals 1 minute burden cast, plus 1 microstep. Night equals 3 gratitudes, plus 1 image of the wall falling. Under 10 minutes total, but the compounding is powerful consistency, not perfection. If you miss a beat, skip the blame and re-enter on the next one. Make it sticky with habit links. Say the morning line as your feet touch the floor. Place the noon reset after a glass of water, or before opening your calendar. Write the 3 gratitudes after switching your phone to sleep mode. Pick a physical anchor ring cord phone wallpaper of an open door so every glance cues the language of order. 4 gentle guardrails so faith stays on track. As if not acting. Dress schedule and speak as if good is already in motion, not pretending, but agreeing with the frequency you've chosen. Daily Sabbath rhythm. 10 to 15 minutes of nothing sitting with divine order is working in me now. The space is moist soil for seeds. 1 word, 1 deed. Pair each affirmation with 1 concrete action. No self-punishment when you slip. If worry returns, stop and trust, speak right, small step stand. Repetition is training. When you wobble, re-enter under grace. On off days, shrink the practice a single breath, and 1 line in the morning, a whispered and trusting at noon, 1 gratitude at night. If you overshared and outside opinions rattled you, close the door. Again, return to your tiny circle. Choose 1 clear action and do it. Grace doesn't punish. Grace invites you back. Community prompt. Momentum multiplies. Comment with a 1 15-minute step you'll take today. 2. 1 sign of grace you noticed this week. And 3. The stand line you'll use when the wind tests you. G. None of these things move me or I remain in peace. Next steps appear. Add #active faith, #stand, in peace, #under grace, so we can walk this road together. Whisper to close, I don't need perfect. I need consistent. My part is the rhythm. Grace handles the rest. Then tomorrow, simply return to breathe, in trust, affirm, move, stand. If the whole journey leaves you with just 1 truth, let it be this: you don't have to defeat anxiety to have peace, you only need to change the channel. When you name the burden as an unhelpful story, hand it to the inner wisdom, speak the right words, stop resisting, and take small, meaningful steps. Poise stops being a luxury and becomes your natural breath. Like dawn, quiet yet lighting an entire horizon. Grace moves gently. None of these things move me. Stand steady within, and life begins to fall into rhythm. Close our time with a soft 3-breath ritual, hand over heart. Name 1 weight you're carrying, and say slowly with gravity, I cast this burden on the Christ within, and I go free. Feel your shoulders lower as if windows were opening. Then whisper, divine ideas lead me to right action, right people, right timing now. Smile just a little. That smile marks the choice you've made, assurance over anxiety. To help the blessing stay, give it a home to grow. Each morning this week, read your set of affirmations for 60 to 90 seconds. Imagine the walls of lack and delay dissolving. Then take 1 tiny step, a courteous email, a clear phone call, a 15-minute tracking block. At noon, when the anxiety bell rings, stop. Bless change tempo and remind yourself, divine ideas never conflict. At night, write 3 lines in your evidence log, what you did in peace, where grace showed up, and how you stood your ground. Today's small signals are the track for tomorrow's big things. Want extra reinforcement? Try a 72-hour frame day. 1 burden transfer. Whenever the old story rises, simply say, it's been handed over, then return to breath. Day 2. Words, choose exactly 3 channel-shifting lines, speak them slowly, with an easy cadence, tie each to 1 small action. Day 3. Non-resistance plus active faith. When things are slow, don't tug on the rope. Bless, then take the lightest step forward. End with a 15-minute Sabbath, sit quietly and let divine order is working in me. Now soak into every muscle. Here's a 7-day challenge to make it real in daily life. Mornings, install the divine order. Before milestones, open the door of destiny. When you feel stuck, let the walls fall lightly. Evenings, log 3 small clicks. No perfection needed, only consistency and kindness with yourself. If you want to go deeper, add a nightly ceiling trio. 1 specific gratitude to someone who helped, 1 boundary you'll hold tomorrow, and 1 affirmation you'll read with your body. Soft brow, relaxed, shoulders long, exhale. Keep an open door card in your wallet. When unsure, touch it and ask, if the right door is open and cannot close, what would I choose in the next 5 minutes? Let's make a gentle practice circle below. Comment with 3 short lines, the habit you'll start this week. Your shortened magic purse affirmation, e.g. My purse covers tuition under grace. Your city, Atlanta, Seattle, Houston, so we can watch the map of moms walking together. When you write it down, you make a tender promise to yourself. When the community sees it, shared faith blooms. Or use either template or both, old line, new line. Today's micro step. Burden surrendered, my transfer prayer. The right thing I did in 90 seconds. Add a photo of your anchor object, a ring, a card, an open door wallpaper to spark someone else's start tomorrow. Before we part, read the ceiling trio with me softly, as if pressing light into your day. Divine order is now established. Open door of destiny nailed back. The walls of lack and delay now crumble away. I walk under grace. Your word is your wand, use it gently and steadily. Now receive a final grounding line, slow and clear. The right door for me opens today. I step in lightly on time under grace. Hold still for 5 seconds. Notice your shoulders dropping and your breath deepening. That subtle shift means you're already inside the door, no longer outside looking in. If this resonated, subscribe and tap the bell so you won't miss what's next in the Your Word is Your Wand series. We'll keep practicing rewriting money and value stories and healing relationships with words spoken under grace. As you close the screen, don't close the ritual. Let this sentence close today's loop and open tomorrow's path. The walls of lack and delay now crumble away. I enter my promised land under grace. Set the rope down. The gate before you is swinging wide. And you are already stepping through light assured and quietly carried.